Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Monday, February 1st, 2021. And today is a day that's ruled by the root chakra and guided by navigation. And the galactic signature of today is the red planetary moon energy. And so the red moon energy is all about purification, universal water, and flow. And so it's one of those days where we're being guided to cleanse ourselves, to purify ourselves. And this is on every level of being. So to purify our physical vessels, to purify our emotional bodies, our spiritual bodies, to purify ourselves of any limiting belief systems, anything that limits us, essentially, and that lowers our vibration. And just allowing a lot of that cleansing and that purification comes through emotion, through allowing ourselves to experience and be in our emotions, allowing them to flow through us. We can utilize water today as a great resource to assist with that cleansing process. It's a great day for a salt bath. If you can't go out in nature, if you can, it's a great day to go out in nature and just play in the water. Have fun with that. Allow it. Watch and pay attention to the way the water flows, how water is mutable and malleable and adaptable. And of course, we have that generality that we use of going with the current instead of against it. And so water can teach us a lot of really interesting things if we are paying attention. And so today is a day to just be guided by water, to internalize the lessons of water and to utilize that purification aspect. And with this planetary tone today, which is all about perfecting, producing, and manifesting, we're very much being asked to perfect our manifestations through this process of releasing and cleansing and purifying so that we can be more aligned with what it is that we truly desire, releasing anything that is not in, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Oh, words, and how they always fail me. Anything that's not in alignment with the manifestations that we are wanting to produce, we can allow the water to cleanse those and wash those away today. The affirmation for today is, I perfect in order to purify, producing flow. I seal the store of universal water with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of navigation. And I'm also being guided right now to remind people that our emotions are a great tool for manifestation as well. When we can really tap into the emotion, what it feels like to have the thing that we are wanting to create, that we are wanting to bring into our reality, that's when we come into alignment with it. So it's allowing those emotions to move through us so that any of those emotions that have served their purpose can be released, and then we can come into alignment and experience the emotions that really connect us with the future that it is that we are wanting to create and manifest. And any manifestations that have come into our reality that are not to our liking, we can utilize this cleansing and purification process to remove any of the attachment to those things, to remove any of the energies that have brought those things into our reality and are possibly keeping those things in our reality. Remember, water doesn't like to be stuck. Water likes to flow. And when water gets stuck, it becomes very stagnant. But when the water is able to flow, it is very refreshing. It is very revitalizing and rejuvenating. And so that's the energy that we're looking for today. Any places where that flow of water is stuck within us, we want to release. We want to gently open up. We want to surrender into that process of opening those parts of ourselves up so that that flow can continue to happen. And if you guys want any assistance with this, please reach out to me. The Belvaspata energy healings that I do are really, really helpful with that kind of stuff. Now, it is going to be an interesting day when we're really being asked to surrender into our emotions because we do have the moon in Libra. And Libra is an air sign. So emotionally speaking, we may be a little bit disconnected. We may be more in our minds than we are in our emotions, in our hearts or our bodies right now. And so we want to find a way to bring ourselves back into our hearts and back into our bodies and back into that flow. But we do want to utilize that Libran energy to really be able to understand what it is that our emotions are teaching us today. That's a way that this having a moon in an air sign can be helpful. This is also an energy where we're going to desire harmony in our relationships with others today, equality, fairness, balance, all of those Libran goals. And we are going to be striving to get along with the people in our reality today. It's sort of, that's one way that Librans sort of look at that going with the flow thing. It's like, causing too much friction is like swimming against the current for them. So they like to flow and they like to allow. So that is going to be sort of the way that we are predisposed to behave today. We do have Chiron opposing the moon today. And so that is going to help with churning up some of these emotions and that some of those deep wounds and that deep healing work that we've been doing. So that is a great instigator if we are in this process of needing to allow this flow and allow this opening to happen. We also have the moon trining Venus, Saturn. It's a gentle trine to Venus and trining also Jupiter and Saturn. So there's a lot of pleasantness happening with the moon today, a lot of pleasantness when it comes to our emotionality, our instinctual nature, definitely our relationships with that Venus energy. So a lot of desiring of harmony there, a good day where that's concerned, our expansion, our responsibilities. Like we're feeling pretty good about a lot of that stuff today, and we're really accepting of it. I feel this energy of acceptance. Even the things that we may not like so much, today's a day where we may find it a little bit easier to accept those things. And we still have the sun doing everything the sun's been doing. It's still in that square to Mars, still conjunct Jupiter, very loosely conjunct Saturn, moving out of its conjunction with Saturn, but moving into a conjunction with Pallas. And so we have a lot going on when it comes to our consciousness, when it comes to our sense of self and the way that is expanding. And so we may really be showcasing these Jupiterian qualities still, this optimism, this positivity, this benevolence. We want to, once again, like we said, take care not to become too bombastic, especially with that square against Mars. It's great to have opinions and beliefs and to feel that we really know who we are, but we don't want to be trying to push that onto other people. So we still want to take care of that, but we're getting this greater look at ourselves, right? And at our patterns and just the different things that are occurring in our lives when we have this conjunction coming up to Pallas. So it's really helping us to move strategically, to understand things from a strategic point of view, to understand all of the ins and outs and the variables and connect the different dots in our lives when it comes to especially our sense of self and our understanding of who we are and sort of what pieces contribute to that and what's ready to shift and just all of those different energies. So that's a pretty cool energy. And we still have Mercury at the beginning of its retrograde with a sextile being made still to Eris and true black moon. And so a lot of that, definitely not a quiet energy right now as far as us speaking and expressing our truth, us really understanding, becoming bolder in areas where we maybe were not bold before, especially when it comes to communication, when it comes to our own mental processes and the way we see things. We're beginning to feel that shift happening within us as we go into this Mercury retrograde season. And definitely take a look at the Mercury retrograde video that I put out if you're interested in that. And we have Venus who's moving out of her conjunction with Pluto and into a conjunction with Saturn. And so that's going to be really interesting. The way that it feels to me is almost like whatever we learned about ourselves during that Venus-Pluto conjunction, we're now getting a chance to put into action, or we may be tested on as Venus moves towards Saturn. So without further ado, oh yeah, and then as I was closing that, I saw Pluto squaring true black moon and Eris, I believe. And so that's an intense energy. There's a lot of power, everything, so much energy around power and stepping into our power and really noticing and understanding where we're able to do that and what may hold us back from that still. That's going to be, I think, that was a big focus through the end of 2020. I still feel that being a pretty big focus as we move into 2021. And we're going to pull from the, what is this called? The Psychic Power Tarot to start out. Or the Psychic Tarot. Yeah, the Psychic Tarot, that's what it's called. Clear. All right, let's get some energy for today. So the first card out is Truth. All right, interesting. And we'll see if Temptation pops back out. It wanted to. And then we have Love Begins, Ace of Cups, and the Base Chakra coming out. So this is interesting. And so, and it was interesting how I saw, and then on the bottom of the deck, so we have 111 here. because Ace of Cups, the base chakra is a 1, and then the Ace of Wands, the Passion Ignited, is also a 1. So 3 1s coming out there, which is interesting, or wanting to come out. And the Temptation card was trying to flip, and so we'll see if that comes back out. But it's interesting that it was trying, because I feel almost as though there's like some sort of truth that's coming through for people around love and around security. And so this is I'm definitely feeling this when it comes to the sense of security and the sense of self, because with the base chakra, right, that's our sense of security. And so I'm definitely feeling this as like a knowing or an understanding of our wounds and what allows us to feel secure and stable emotionally, physically, in all of these different areas, on all of these different levels, and what might be out of balance there. I feel almost like we're coming into an understanding or a knowing today of what is required in order for us to feel secure and stable, both emotionally and physically speaking. And let's see what else is coming out here. And then we have the heartache and loss coming out. All right, tell me more about this. I feel like there were relationships that some people have gone through. This is coming through as well. That really threatened or revealed some deep wounds when it came to the need for security, the need for safety, emotional safety, physical safety, even for some people. Just that security and that stability. There was a lot of painful relationship lessons that were learned for some people. They may have been around codependency as well, different things like that. And we're really understanding the power of those lessons right now, and what they taught us about our own needs, what they taught us about our ability to supply those needs for ourselves, and the need to do that first for the self above anything else. And then we have memories of love coming out with rest and rejuvenate. And so there are definitely people that are thinking about people from the past today. There's that sense of nostalgia, thinking about some of these relationships maybe. I feel like there may be people who are feeling a little bit regretful about some of these lessons, like people who were the ones who were teaching other people these lessons, feeling very possibly regretful about that. And I'm feeling even those who were on the and for many people it may have been both, right? You were both parties were teaching each other this lesson, right? And so but even those, if it was a one-way thing for some people, even those on the receiving end of that lesson are really, I think, realizing how important and beneficial that lesson was. And they're feeling a sense of gratitude for that, but like we're not necessarily feeling like we want to. I'm not necessarily feeling like we want to move towards these people again. And remember, Mercury retrograde just started. So this is the season of the X, right? They tend to come back around. We tend to start thinking about people from our past again. So this energy coming through makes a lot of sense. I'm feeling for some people, I'm feeling like you're not necessarily tempted. I think for other people, maybe there may be people on one or both sides of this who are tempted to reach out to people from the past, who possibly you cause them pain or they cause you a lot of pain, but there's a lot of tenderness and there's a lot of love there as well. Possibly just a lot of lust for some people with this base chakra card coming out and that temptation card that was trying to pop out there. I stopped it because there were a whole bunch of cards that would have fallen out, and like I wasn't trying to have all those cards at once. And then we have firm foundation coming out. So it's like creating that firm foundation, wanting that firm foundation, thinking about the ways and means of achieving that, and the ways and means that we went words, and this is, of course, Mercury retrograde just makes this worse. This is never my strong suit anyway, getting the words out. The ways and means that we went about trying to achieve that before, where that didn't work out, why that didn't work out. And for some people, it's like wanting to build a firm foundation in love. For other people, it's a firm foundation within the self And we always want a firm foundation within the self, right? If we're trying to build a firm foundation in love, we need that firm foundation in the self first. But it's like in all of these different areas where we're wanting and needing to build that firm foundation. For some people, this could be a financial foundation. But we're understanding how it all comes from that place of self-worth. All of it. What we're able to build, what we're able to create, all stems from that. And I think that some people may be thinking of past partners or situations that really taught them this or showed them this. Like that energy is definitely coming through very strongly. Yeah. People that you had to pull away from maybe, or that had to pull away from you just to get that healing. But then we have fulfillment of wishes coming out. With the Lovers, harmony on the bottom of the deck. We'll see. And this would be, I believe, no, it wouldn't be the Four of Wands, would it? It might be. I get confused with the colors because they don't go the way that I think they should go. No, it's not. It wouldn't be. That's not the Four of Wands. That would be the Four of Pentacles, I think. Whatever. I don't know why I do this. I can never fully remember. And then we have the 8, accelerated motion. Yeah. So somebody's wishes are coming true, I feel like, here. Either somebody's wishes are coming true, or it's like somebody's just like sitting wishing upon a star. And what they're wishing for is this firm foundation. For some people, it's like a second chance. I do feel that energy coming through. Somewhere where they kind of dropped the ball in the past. A second chance at happiness. But I'm definitely, I'm feeling that wish upon a star energy. All right, shadow coming out. This is some intense energy coming out here. Movement, choices, decisions, transformation, wisdom. Yeah, so somebody, this is that energy of having to go deep within the shadow self to really understand. It's like somebody had to go within that shadow part of themselves in order to heal this, right? We have heart chakra on the bottom of the deck. To really, and then there's that temptation card right under there, right? In order to really understand, this is how we find that truth, right? Is by going into the shadow. This is weird. I'm also feeling for some people, it's like when I said a wish is granted, for some people, this is like a wish from your shadow side. Something that your shadow manifested that may be coming to fruition in people's lives, which is really fascinating. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for some people. And there's going to be choices. There's going to be choices and decisions that need to be made. And there's some sort of transformation process. So I feel like for some people, which leads to wisdom, right? And so I'm feeling for some people, this is really interesting. It's almost like some aspect of your shadow, some aspect of your subconscious manifested this wish for you. Or this may have been a part of you, the you that you were previously as well for some, but manifested this wish for you, this old wish. And now it's sort of like that energy is coming through. But now the question is like, do you want that anymore? Is that what you really want? And so really understanding that, and that's going to lead into that temptation energy, I think, where it's like, it's almost going to be a decision for some people of like, the person that I was wanted that, but does the person that I am now? And is this a fulfillment of current wishes, or is it not? And do I know the difference, right? And then like what we decide to do with that is going to determine the level of transformation and the level of wisdom that we gain. It's like, have we already transformed so much that this is no longer appealing, or is this still tempting to us, right? It's like temptations of the heart, right? Yeah. And what is the movement? What is the choice? What is the decision? I feel like people are going to have multiple choices, and some of those choices, some of those options are going to be things that you really wanted to be options in the past. And some of those things are going to be completely new options. And it's like, what do I choose? And each choice brings with it its own level of transformation and wisdom. It's just deciding what type of wisdom do you want to gain? What type of transformation do you want to have? right? Have you already transformed? Or for some, this is like the final leg of their transformation, is having this choice, this option, this decision come back around and getting to decide what to do with it. And then that decision determines whether we start a new cycle, or for some people, repeat an old cycle for possibly that final time to really close that out. And nobody's gonna, and I can't tell anybody what the choice is, what the correct choice for them is going to be. It's really like, it's about tuning into our own internal wisdom, our own internal guidance, to really know for ourselves, and really knowing who we are and what we want, right? That's what the firm foundation is all about. That firm foundation within the self. Like, do I know who I am? Do I know what I want? And am I ready? Am I willing to settle for anything else? It's that kind of an energy. But this is really fascinating. This is really, really interesting. I feel like for some people too, it's like, there may be truths that come out. People may come back to you and tell you truths about situations that that kind of almost change things for you, because there are things that you didn't know. And so that leads to a whole new decision and a whole new choice point. And for some people, some of these revelations are kind of painful. Like, they're not, with this base chakra, with this three of swords energy here. It's like, it's not, some of the things that are revealed to you may be extremely painful. And for some people, it makes the choice harder, or it opens up different choices. For some people, it makes the choices that they need to make easier, which is part of why that information's coming through. But it definitely helps to clear up some things. So some really interesting messages coming out right now. When we are in Mercury retrograde, we're in that period of reviewing and reevaluating, right? And so a lot of these old temptations may come back around in order to I don't want to say test us, but in order to show us how much we have grown, and to really bring us deeper into this energy. And for some people, you may find yourself having to go into solitude, having to take some time out from situations to really kind of get your bearings. And like, that's never a bad thing to do. That never ever a bad thing to do. We have patience under that. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you liked this video, like this video. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. Let's see what else. My email is down below with the description of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me if you are interested in setting something up. I do personal energy healings. I do personal readings. I do a whole bunch of different things which can be extremely beneficial. And I absolutely love connecting with you guys like that. Drop a comment. Let me know how this is resonating. You guys know I love to hear from you. And I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Monday.